there's a topic that I haven't touched on my channel in a while, and I didn't go into it in enough detail. But with our healthcare system and our many other aspects to what we do here in America, the things that are allowed to be under the for-profit model, like, honestly, I think there needs to be ongoing indictments of an entire industries. And essentially, like, we need to have some kind of benchmark for what is going to be allowed and what has to be eliminated. Like, our health insurance system is completely unjustifiable in my view. And I just think it's absolutely absurd that, like, we have this, like, wealthy people and wealthy corporations have this idea that basically by law, backed by government, that they have to be able to make a profit, that they're entitled to a profit. I hear conservatives belittling things like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, calling them entitlement programs. And I think they're wrong. I think people should be entitled to health care and retirement with dignity. And I would advocate for a hell of a lot more early retirement for a lot of different people. And if people want to continue working after a certain age because they're not sure what to do with themselves, to be honest, in retirement, like, a lot of people form an identity around their work. So I get that to some extent, or like they still want to be connected to their community, and that's fine. But people that are laborers most of their lives and do hard work and it destroys their bodies, I would advocate that they should be able to retire at like 45 or 50 or 55 or something, like some reasonable number. But the entitlement programs that are a problem is the for-profit models for a lot of things that are essential for people's lives. And our healthcare system, like the insurance model, makes no sense to me. It is unnecessary. It is basically like by law, we have a system now, thanks to Obamacare, which was like slightly better version. It's still a right-wing model. Like that was Romney Care, and I think like Massachusetts or something, they did it. And it got people that were not getting health care, like another 10,000 or so people, because they were not able to get coverage because of pre-existing conditions. Like, that's slightly better. But again, like, I would argue, like, it doesn't go far enough. Like, if it doesn't answer the needs of all the people, I think your plan is bullshit. And health insurance has no right to exist. In other countries where they do some form of universal health care, that's the model. That's the model. You cover everybody. There's no extra bureaucracy. There's no, like, some asshole Republican judging whether you deserve to get care or not. Fuck you. Everybody deserves to get care. There, I settled it for you. We should have universal health care in this country. Otherwise, we might as well just say we are barbarians. We don't care. And we'll make you pay a mafia middleman that gets in the way of your care all the time. It's state violence because they take your money every single month. You have to be on the damn thing, or you get Cobra, which is more expensive and worse. Like, you have to pay, and then you need it, and they go, well, you have to pay the first whatever, whether it's $1,000 or $5,000, in a country where most people don't have $400 to spare if they have an emergency. I think that's completely bullshit. The reason why we have so much harm and violence in our society is because the incentives are completely upside down because of predatory capitalism. And also, we give rich people and rich corporations a bunch of subsidies that have no business taking money from the people whatsoever. If you're a capitalist, last I checked, you're supposed to put up the capital to fund your fucking bullshit project. It shouldn't be on the people's dime. Fuck you. That's fascism. That's where you have, a handful of corporations basically extracting money from us, funding their bullshit, and they get to run away with the profits, and they get to suppress everybody. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in that. And I'm sorry I didn't cover that more before, and I should have. Like, the Luigi Mangione alleged shooting of Brian Thompson, the healthcare CEO from United Healthcare, one of the worst fucking healthcare insurance companies in the nation. They are so abusive and they are so predatory. And like a month after, there was some effects from that because the CEOs were shaking in their boots because they were afraid they might be the next targets. And they let their foot off the gas of turning down and refusing as many claims as they previously were. Like they had like a 90% rejection rate using AI to turning down people from getting coverage. I've worked under the insurance model, not for like health insurance, like it's kind of adjacent. Like I've done insurance-based applied ABA therapy for kids on the autism spectrum and other related disorders in home settings. And I had to deal with a bunch of different health insurance providers. And I had to deal with like extra layers of bureaucracy and like there's no transparency. It like people get covered great that they're able to get health care that maybe they wouldn't be able to afford. And again, like turning down people for healthcare, turning down people for needed services, I think is barbaric. I think it's bullshit. It should be a basic thing in society that like, if you have a need, we will fucking provide it because we're not barbarians. We give a shit about our people. We will take care of it. We'll figure that shit out. But like dealing with those different insurance providers, they had all different rules, lots of different like bullshit to jump through. And I knew on the back end, like, here's a short summary of the bullshit, right? I knew that what they get up to is so much of a goddamn headache that I didn't want to go into private practice. Like I considered for years opening up my own shop as a provider and getting away from like the big company corporate model because I didn't like a lot of the changes that I saw in a lot of different ways they were running things. And I thought maybe I could do it better. But because of the goddamn insurance, because I knew they would find a reason to take money back. Like after you've already paid your people, the service was already provided because of like some kind of lingo, they're like, well, you didn't properly justify the service that you provided, even though like in almost every case. And again, I understand some people do bullshit out there and they shouldn't be doing that. There is fraud that happens at the provider level and there's bad providers out there. I'm not excusing that. But when you are trying to do business legitimately and you try to do the right thing and then they try to extract money from you, it makes it really hard to do business. And a lot of ABA providers, especially smaller companies, end up shutting down. And we see people suffering because of bullshit. And then if a company can't, like good ones are not able to operate because of the bullshit on the insurance side, guess who suffers? Fucking kids on the autism spectrum and the related disorders. And that's time. And that hurts them. That does harm to those kids that need that service and that are not able to fucking get it because insurance companies want to fuck around. I don't think they have a right to exist. I think periodically we should go through every one of these damn like mafia middlemen type of companies that are in the health sector and all that stuff. Anything tied to human fucking needs, they should have to justify themselves as a business model. And if they fail the fucking test, they should have to fucking close up. And society needs to provide something better, like a public option or a universal program that everybody's covered. Everybody who has a need, it's matched with a service. I am tired of, like, it's state law across the United States. State law where you have to pay for insurance. You have to be enrolled in insurance. Otherwise, you're in some shit. And you have to, basically that says you have to pay for a mafia fucking middleman that gets to deprive you of care at times. They get to play all these fucking games. There's no goddamn transparency. Like, it's all this like in-network, like all this fucking mumbo jumbo that these jagoffs like made up. And I'm sure at some point, maybe somebody had some kind of reasonable, maybe it came from a good place and it got twisted because somebody had to extract profits. But I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. It's so unnecessary, especially when There's examples in other parts of the world where people are happier, healthier, they get better outcomes, and they're not paying anywhere near as much as we're paying. Like in those places where they have universal health care, we pay like anywhere from 3 to 5 times as much and we get worse outcomes. Tell me how it makes sense. Anyway, thanks for my TED Talk. If you like my content, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit all the buttons, do all the things. Listen, this is all coming from me. I'm an authentic dude. I tell it like it is to the best of my ability. I'm not funded by anybody. I have some like affiliate relationships with a handful of companies that I picked out that I think are offering good products and services that I know, like, and trust. And then I have my Patreon, but I'm just a dude out here trying to bring attention to some important issues, and I want to advocate for change and peaceful resistance against fascism and basically all right-wing ideologies that I'm greatly concerned about because they harm society as a whole. And I want a better fucking world, man. And we're all in this together. We're all in this marble together. That's our Mother Earth. And I think, crazy me, that we should probably take care of it because this is what we get. And if there's unnecessary suffering, I'm going to fucking call it out. I'm going to say that ain't right. And if you're doing intentional acts that hurt other people, I'm going to call you out and I'm going to say that ain't right. And I'm going to demand accountability. And whether it comes or not, we just keep working to change the system. That's the way this shit works, man. Solidarity for the Solidarity for the collective good of all of us. Okay? We're all in it together. Don't get it twisted. Don't try to leave anybody out. If you do that, you're wrong. You don't get it. And if one of us is not safe, all of us are not safe. That's how we should think about it. Get away from this individualistic thinking that you've been programmed to think. That is a divisive tool by wealthy fucking people that want to extract from you whatever the hell they can, and to keep you from going after their shitty ass evil fucking projects. We have to be thinking we are in this together, because we are. That is the honest truth of it. That is the reality. That's just math. And people being against fascism and all the stuff that led up to Trump getting elected and this phase of the Republican Party that acts like they're never going to be running again, which is fucking wild to me, because we're going to have elections and there's going to be a fucking blowout, but we have to be in it to win it. We have a lane that we need to exploit as people on the left, because we are on the right side of history. We demand social justice and all forms of justice under what should be the law. If there's changes to the law that we need to make those. And we want people to have full human rights and democratic rights. People should have a voice. We want to maintain a representative democracy. It's flawed at the moment, deeply. And our founders were revolutionaries. They wrote a revolutionary document that's supposed to be changed to be updated for the times. That's our Constitution, our U.S. Constitution. That still stands, and so do we. Stand united. Solidarity for the collective good of all. Remember that. Bye.